The movie starts with a boy recording himself playing guitar on a camera. The year is 1989. His mother bids him goodbye and goes to her night shift job. The boy witnesses his neighbor screaming after his mother's departure. He goes out to his neighbor's home. He finds Miss Weiss's dead body on the floor and the murder weapon in Mr. Prieto's hand. Frightened, he runs for his life. Mr. Prieto follows him while holding a knife in his hand. The boy gets hit by a car and dies on the spot. All the neighbors arrive at the scene, and Mr. Prieto gets arrested. 25 years later, during a 72-hour-long electrical storm, a nurse named Vera moves to the house where the boy used to live with her family. Her neighbor, Mr. Aitor, welcomes Vera to the new neighborhood and invites her and her family to his home for tomorrow's dinner. Vera calls her husband David and tells him about the invitation. She then goes and drops her daughter Gloria at her school. In the evening, while setting up the house, the couple finds an old TV set in a storeroom. They also find a video recorder and cassettes from 1989 with the TV set. They decide to play the cassettes on the old TV with Gloria. David tells Gloria that the date on the cassette is the same as today, and the only difference is the year. The cassette shows a boy playing his guitar. Suddenly, lightning strikes at their home and causes a space-time glitch. The TV starts broadcasting live news from the year 1989. The next day, during dinner at Aitor's home, they tell Aitor and his mother Clara about yesterday's incident. David informs Aitor that the TV broadcasted news from 1989 while they were watching a boy playing his guitar. Aitor denies the possibility of news broadcasting live from 1989, saying it's a joke. Aitor mentions he knows the boy. He tells them that the boy's name was Nico, and he was his best friend from childhood. Aitor tells them that Nico was killed by a car while saving himself from Mr. Prieto. He then narrates the whole story of Mr. Prieto killing his wife. Later that night, lightning strikes again, making the TV automatically broadcast live news from 1989. Vera wakes up to the noise and goes to the living room. She tries to switch off the TV. However, lightning strikes again, causing another space-time glitch. Vera now sees Nico preparing to film himself. Vera is astounded to discover that the present and the past timelines are connected, and she can communicate with Nico on the other side. Vera tells Nico he will die if he doesn't listen to her. She then shows Nico a news article about his death to make him trust her. Nico gets scared and tries to run away. Lightning strikes again, weakening the connection. As the two realities disentangle, Vera begs the frightened Nico to stay at his home at all costs. The scene then cuts to the sleeping Vera, who wakes up to a completely different reality. She is now a surgeon, not a nurse. Vera is scheduled to perform surgery on a patient. However, she cancels it at the last moment. Vera informs the operating staff that she is not a doctor. Nobody believes her. Panicked, she goes to her daughter's school only to find out her daughter is not there. She asks the homeroom teacher about a girl named Gloria. The teacher tells her there is no girl named Gloria in their school. She goes to her husband's office. She tells David that people around her are behaving oddly. Vera informs David that the hospital staff thinks she is a doctor, and Gloria's teacher says she doesn't know Gloria. Vera tells him that she is worried about their daughter. David tells Vera that he doesn't know who she is. He tells her that they have no daughter together. The timeline in 1989 changes as well. Nico stays home at Vera's request and survives the incident. He goes to Aitor's home and tells him and his mother the whole incident. Nico says time travel is possible. He also admits that the woman was the only reason he didn't go out and die. He tells them he heard screaming noises from Mr. Prieto's house that night. In the present timeline, Vera goes to the police station. An inspector named Lara meets with her. He asks Vera to be as precise as possible, down to the tiniest details. Vera tells him the story of lightning strikes and her communication with the boy through an old TV. She informs Inspector Lara that her daughter went missing just after this incident. Vera adds that her acquaintances and her husband deny recognizing her. Inspector Lara listens to her story carefully. He informs Vera that all the incidents she mentioned are difficult to believe. He tells Vera that David is already married to another woman, not her. He adds that no photo or birth certificate of Gloria is shown in the government's database. Lara thinks Vera is confused, and the life she is talking about only exists in her mind. He decides to take Vera to a neurosurgeon to be sure of her normal brain functioning. In the altered reality, Nico waits for Vera. He draws her image and tries to talk to an empty TV in hopes of talking to Vera. Nico looks outside his window when all his attempts fail. He witnesses Mr. Prieto talking with someone he doesn't recognize. Nico gets suspicious. At the neurosurgeon's clinic, Vera's brain gets examined. The neurosurgeon tells Vera that her brain is functioning normally. He thinks that Vera is just mixing events. He presents to Vera her patient's histories. The neurosurgeon shares with Vera the details of the surgery she did on a young girl called Garcia recently. He mentions the girl's case was impossible, but only Vera took the risk to save her life. He speculates that Vera's grief over the girl's death made her hallucinate, explaining that the futile effort to rescue the girl's life led to the imaginary scenario of saving the life of a boy called Nico. He continues that Vera's brain has somehow linked her most recent operation with her first operation. Her first case, David's brain tumor, was a success. The neurosurgeon states these two incidents combined create her imaginary marriage with David and their daughter Gloria. Based on Garcia, in her mind, the neurosurgeon advises her to take leave and rest. Inspector Lara agrees with the neurosurgeon's explanation. However, Vera rejects it, saying she is sure of her conversation with Nico through TV. Vera thinks that by communicating with Nico once more, she will have a chance to reclaim her daughter. Vera leaves in her car to find the whereabouts of the boy she has saved. Back in 1989, Nico sees Mr. Prieto leaving in his car. He goes to Mr. Prieto's house out of suspicion. Nico discovers the dead body of Mr. Prieto's wife in the bathtub. He searches the house and finds his friend's mother, Clara's passport in Mr. Prieto's drawer. Mr. Prieto returns and Nico gets frightened. He hides under the bed. Mr. Prieto then goes to the bathtub with a chainsaw. Nico witnesses Mr. Prieto going Gordon Ramsay on Miss Weiss. Mr. Prieto then packs Miss Weiss in 2 suitcases. Just before leaving, he gets a call from an unknown speaker. The speaker tells him to look for a wristwatch. Nico finds the wristwatch before him and takes it. The speaker is revealed to be Miss Clara, an accomplice of Mr. Prieto in killing Miss Weiss. Miss Clara intends to leave the country until things cool down. She is frightened about missing her wristwatch in Prieto's home. Miss Clara tells her son Ader about her business trip. She says she must leave for the trip and promises to return soon. In the present timeline, Vera goes to her home and finds out that the house now belongs to David and his wife, Ursula. Ursula inquires how this woman knows David. David tells Ursula that he doesn't know this woman. Hearing this, Vera tells David to drop the act. She tells Ursula that David is married to her, and they have a daughter named Gloria. Ursula gets shocked again and asks David for the truth. David denies the allegations and asks Ursula to call the police. Suddenly, lightning thunder strikes, cutting the power. The police arrive quickly. Luckily, Vera manages to escape the police due to the blackout. Inspector Lara looks for the home intruder, Vera. He knocks on Clara's home and asks if she has seen Vera. Clara replies, no. Ader comes back home and asks his mother about the police investigation. She tells him that the police are looking for an intruder girl. The movie reveals that Miss Clara is married to Mr. Prieto in this reality. Vera goes to the airport to meet Ader. She asks Ader about the whereabouts of his childhood friend, Nico. Ader inquires about the reason for her interest in Nico. Vera tells him that she saved Nico from getting killed by Mr. Prieto, who killed his wife 20 years ago. Ader gets angry. He says Mr. Prieto can't kill a fly, let alone a human being. Ader tells Vera that she is narrating a fake story. He mentions Mr. Prieto's ex-wife, Miss Weiss, left him. He tells Vera that Mr. Prieto is now married to his mother, and he won't listen to fake allegations about him. Inspector Lara encounters Vera at the airport lounge. From the airport television screen, they learn about the author of the fiction novel, who narrates a story of a young boy communicating with a woman from the future through his TV. Vera tells Lara that it is too good to be coincidental. She tells him that they should investigate with the author. The two then visit the author and ask her about the inspiration for her novel. The author says she once met a boy hallucinating about his TV and a woman from the future. Vera asks the author about the boy's whereabouts. The author says she is not in contact with him and doesn't know about his whereabouts. Vera then reveals her secret, telling the author that the boy did not hallucinate. Vera tells her she is from the future and that she communicated with the boy through TV. Vera asks the author if there is a way to communicate with Nico somehow again. The author tells them that they might establish a connection like 1989 again, if they mimic the exact conditions as Nico's. Vera hunches that to mimic the conditions, they require 3 things: Nico's camera, Nico's TV, and the magical storm. She tells Lara that the thunderstorm in 1989 lasted for 72 hours. Based on that, Vera assumes the current thunderstorm in 2014 would last for 72 hours as well. She tells Lara that 53 hours have passed, and they must do something in the remaining time. Vera recalls the location of the burial. She tells Lara to dig and search for Miss Weiss's body under her husband's slaughterhouse. Lara, with his police unit, acts on Vera's advice and discovers a human skeleton inside a suitcase. Mr. Prieto, who is celebrating his birthday with Ader and Clara, is arrested by the police. Inspector Lara assists Vera by providing her with Nico's credit card information and his address and goes to investigate the murder suspects. He finds that 25 years ago, Mr. Prieto was having an affair with Miss Clara. However, Miss Weiss discovered their secret relationship, leading to a confrontation in which Clara unintentionally stabbed Weiss. Vera goes to the address given by Lara. However, she is startled to find David instead of Nico at the address. She discovers David's cheating on his wife with a nurse he met after his surgery. Vera threatens David to expose him to his wife if he doesn't comply with her. She asks David to use his bank employee status to access sensitive information about the credit card. David agrees and provides her with the details about the credit card. Vera finally manages to get the correct address from the credit card. When she goes to the said address, she is greeted by a woman, telling Vera that she has been waiting for her. Vera is shocked to learn that this house belongs to none other than Inspector Lara, and he is the boy Nico whom she saved 25 years ago. Inspector Lara reveals to Vera that he is in a relationship with her in this timeline. Nico tells Vera that her advice from the future saved his life. He informs Vera that he has waited years to meet her. Nico professes his love for Vera, telling her that he has been in love with her since the moment she met him. He tells Vera that he prevented her from meeting David in this timeline. Hence, her daughter doesn't exist in this reality. Vera gets heartbroken by the truth and asks Nico to use the TV and video recorder to fix the incidents while the storm lasts. However, Nico disapproves. He doesn't want Vera to escape from his life and ends up with David. Seeing Nico disagree with her request, Vera kills herself, forcing Nico to alter the timeline once again and save her. Nico connects the TV and camera and converses with his younger self in the past. Vera's plan works, and the timeline changes again. Vera wakes up to yet another reality. In this reality, she is married to David, and Gloria is her daughter. The only exception is that Nico is alive in this version of reality. Vera goes to confirm if Mr. Prieto is the killer of Miss Weiss in this reality as well. She goes to his slaughterhouse and digs. Vera successfully finds the dead body of Miss Weiss and calls the police to report it. She also learns that David is cheating on her with the staff nurse in this reality, so she divorces him. The movie ends with Vera meeting with Inspector Lara, who doesn't remember anything in this reality. Vera gains his attention by calling him by his real name, hoping to start a new relationship with him.
Thank you all for your support. If you want to watch more content like this, like and subscribe. Share your thoughts in the comments section, and I will see you next time. Stay curious.